So we have broody Pekins again. I am going to do a couple of things to try to help her be more successful this time. This is your redeeming chance. Don't mess it up. Charlotte, have you been naughty? Have you been naughty? Now I know I haven't been getting your eggs. There's one there. And one over there. Right there. And then you're laying one, aren't you? You naughty duck. You naughty duck. We've been letting this grass here in the goat pasture just grow. Because ideally you don't want goats grazing on grass that's lower than their knees because of parasites. So we've just been letting it get long, and the ducks love to play and hide in it, and the chickens. Speaking of, hi Jenny. But Charlotte here is taking advantage and using it to hide her eggs. Naughty duck. You done being naughty now, Charlotte? Shall we see how many eggs you have hiding over here? Let's see. Well, here's 2. They're nice and wet from the dew. Here's 3. Oh, so at least 3. Who knows what other ones may be lurking? Look at you! You got your babies out this morning? Aw, you showing them the world? Hello. How are you? Hello. Hi. Hello. You're getting speckle feathers on your face. Are you gonna have a speckly face? Yeah. This one thought he'd try his luck. So this is his punishment. If he tries to run at me, he gets to go for a ride and get all the love and snuggles that he can handle. He hates it. Don't ya? You haven't tried anything in a long while. Drake's been keeping him in his place. Beats him up. Which is kind of funny. Because Drake's a duck. With absolutely no kind of weapon. But this guy's scared of him. Come here. Did I mention we named her Eleanor? Since she's black like Charlotte, I thought another old-fashioned name would be good for her. I know, she was not supposed to be for a pet. She was not supposed to be to keep, but we got attached. So this is Eleanor. She doesn't have a name. Not really attached to her. She doesn't really like me. But Eleanor's sweet. I like Eleanor. So we have broody Pekins again. I guess they're disappointed about how it turned out last time, and they're wanting to try for round 2. And the long and short of it is, if they're wanting to sit I think I'm gonna let them. I'm not gonna worry about which eggs they have this time. They can be all the crossbreeds they want, and anything they hatch out will become freezer meat. And the reason for that is if I fight it so that they don't sit on eggs, they're not, I mean, as long as they're feeling broody, they're not gonna lay anyways. So the cost of a couple of eggs while they're sitting is much less than the cost of meat these days. So we really need to build up our freezer stash because, you know, the prices just keep going up, and we didn't hatch out as many of the Moran's chickens as we had hoped, so we're not going to have any of those chickens in the freezer. We are planning to maybe put some old hens in the freezer, but that'll be about it as far as chicken from our homestead. And then the ducks that we have hatched already, any drakes, you know, likely will go in the freezer, but we don't know which of those are drakes yet. And I haven't quite decided about the hens yet, at least for the purebred ones, so we will see. So these ones, I'm just going to give them whatever I have. I don't care what the mix they are now that they've been intermingling a lot. They're all going to be all sorts of mix probably, but whatever, it's going in the freezer. So I am going to do a couple of things to try to help her be more successful this time, starting with this hole right here that Daisy is taking advantage of. When we cleaned out the barn after they finished sitting last time, I went ahead and did my winter clean out, and in order to get the yard cart back and forth, we cut through this fence, and we still don't have a gate on it. So we just put a panel, a cattle panel, temporarily, and not thinking, we put it upside down so the small holes are at the top and the big holes are at the bottom. Oops. So I'm just going to, yeah, the chickens have been going in and out of here constantly and laying literally like all of the eggs in the barn. I will get maybe one or two in the chicken coop and some in the bamboo grass. Everybody else is literally laying on the goat side. So I'm going to start by blocking this so the chickens will stop going in there and disturbing her while she's trying to nest. So that's the first thing I'm going to change. These two are both boys, very handsome boys, I might add. I don't know if you can tell in this lighting, but they have got some gorgeous coloring coming in. Yes, they're wondering why I blocked their hole, because they also prefer to be on the goat side, because they know where the ducks get fed. But anyways, these two are cockerels, so hoping they will be very good roosters and give us lots more babies next year. Well, it ain't pretty, but it's good enough to keep the chickens out. That's the goal. And the goats aren't so happy because they like sticking their head through there too. Yeah. Hi. Hi. There she be. With her broody stance. So I suppose the next thing I need to do is get her some eggs. I did actually kick her out here earlier before I got thinking about it and decided to do this, so I will need to let her back in. But I got some eggs. I believe I got a dozen just from this week, so they're all fresh. Looks like there's one, maybe two Charlotte eggs in here, but the rest are all going to be Pekin eggs because both of my apple yards are raising babies right now, so not laying eggs at all. So these will all be Pekins or Pekin mixes, assuming they'll hatch, because probably some of these are from Sally, and we all know that nobody's breeding with her. Now, the last several days, on and off for a week probably, really. When I come in at night to collect the eggs, there is a duck on this nest, and just about every single time she has broken an egg because they're just too heavy for those chicken shells to handle. Because of that, this box is stanky. It reeks. So I'm going to take all of these lovely chicken eggs out. Oh, there's a couple duck eggs in here too. And I'm going to actually get rid of this box here. So hopefully if she has a little bit more space to work with, then, you know, less confined, she won't step on them as bad. Get out, goats. They're not helping. Don't want them stepping on anything. So that's gonna be my next thing that I'm gonna do, is just to get rid of this box and get her some fresh bedding. I can not express the level of stench coming from that corner. That is so bad. So bad. Oh, goodness. So that is pulled out. I put some fresh wasted hay from the goats over there that she can use for a nest. Now I just gotta put the eggs over there. Look at all those eggs I brought for you. Are those lovely? You guys sit on them and be good? You're gonna hatch them this time? That'd be great. Yeah? Okay, just don't break them, alright? We don't want any stinks. Okay, the last thing I'm gonna do to try to help her out is actually close this gate and keep her in there and keep the other ducks out of there. That way there isn't so much traffic going back and forth, and hopefully I won't have to worry about broken eggs that way. I will bring her a waterer, obviously, and some food so that, you know, she can have her food and water, and she does have plenty of room to move around in here, so she's not going to be just like sitting literally all day unless she wants to. But we will get her some food and water in here, and then hopefully she'll be happy, healthy mom with lots of babies, and we'll have better luck this time around. Did you hear that? This is your redeeming chance. Don't mess it up, okay? I will say though, I am really looking forward to getting those ducks out of the goat side of the barn, because they make it so much messier. Don't get me wrong, I love having my ducks, but they are nasty. They are very much messier than chickens. And the stink is, I don't know about worse, but different. It's different. So, just know that if you do decide to go ducks, they have wonderful, great benefits, but they do smell. They are messy. Oh my goodness. Seriously? Look who is in the nest now. That is not Miss Jemima Puddle Duck. That is Sally. Really? Again? If you recall, this is kind of how it happened last time, but in reverse. Like, the one was broody and then the other decided to take over the nest, and then they started fighting over it. Lots of broken eggs later and zero fertilizer. Yeah. So, this one's on me. This morning, Miss Puddle Duck really wanted to come out and like go outside for breakfast, even though I put food in here for her. She really wanted out. So I let her out, but then I never came back and locked her back up. So apparently they have now switched places. I think Miss Sally here will be more okay with being locked in, because she really doesn't hang out with the other ducks anyways. She was raised with chickens, and she kind of thinks she's a chicken. So, take two, I guess. At least she's been on. Someone's been on it all day, right? We'll see how it goes. You Pekins. Really not ranking very high right now. If you're wondering how Miss Sally here is doing, about as well as she did last time. We're what? I don't know. I don't remember what day she started. Going on a week or so in. She started with a dozen eggs, I believe. And last time I saw her get up, I think she's down to 7. She's so heavy, she just breaks them all. I don't understand. I mean, how do pekins ever hatch eggs if they just break them all the time? I don't get it. But she's not doing so hot. Oh yeah. She's trying. Not successfully. These guys have started dispersing. 2 boys are still down here. But then the girls have started getting up higher. And all of the other big ducks have come back in here. Except for Gretchen's. Hello, be nice to the babies who are about to get their feathers. It's kind of loud in here, guys. These 2 girls are in here. Anyways, these guys did actually, okay, so not last night, the night before on a Friday night, apparently I left this coop door open, and in the morning all the ducks came out the other side. I was like, well, since you're all out here, I'll just go ahead and move your feeder out and the chicken side, and y'all can just be out here now. You know, makes the transition easier for me. And then last night, you know, I had them all in there again. I kind of had to shoo a lot of them in there because they weren't used to going in that side at night. But then today, little white duck here was panting a lot, and it was not hot at all. It was kind of raining a little bit on and off all day, so I don't think she was hot. I think she was stressed. So I let them come back over here on this side, and she's doing much better now. So I'm guessing it was just stress. But you seem good now, right? Yeah, Eleanor? How are you? It's okay. It's okay. There. Well, it's not super tame. More than any of the others, though. How are you? Hello. Hey, Eleanor. Hello. Hello. You gonna sit down? Usually, once I get her in my lap, start petting her, she'll lay down. And you good to snuggle. You gonna lay down? There you go. You don't want to snuggle? Okay. You will see, I don't know if you can see very good in this lighting, but she does have, you see that wing feather sticking out there? She has what's called angel wing, which is a condition where the wingtip turns out. And it can be on one wing or both wings. Hers is pretty much just on the one. And it's a nutritional thing when they're growing. And I don't know why she got it, even though all the others have been fed the same way. But I guess it just kind of shows how individuals are individuals. And, you know, sometimes blanket diets just don't work. Same, you know, just like with people. Or, you know, any other animal. Sometimes the individuals have different needs. So apparently we missed one on her. I believe it's due to a protein imbalance. Too much protein when they're growing, I guess. But yeah, it doesn't hurt her. It's mainly cosmetic. But yeah, that's a thing. So she's my little angel baby. And they're just about fully feathered. They're kind of wet now, but getting quite pretty. I think she's so interesting. You obviously mix of Charlotte, our Cayuga, since she's all black, but just her structure, how she's built with that big head, and she's very heavy. You can definitely see the Pekin in her as well. Can't you, Eleanor? Oh, it's so pretty. You're so pretty. Well, we were just in here, just checking everybody, make sure they have water and stuff. And this girlie over here had a eggshell in her water bowl. So that's another one down. And I just looked at the eggs that she has left, and not a single one of them is good. In fact, I think half of them were not even fertile, so they must have been hers. And yeah, the rest of them were just rotten. So, strike 2 for Miss Sally Duck. Well, Missy, I guess we will just kick her out with the rest of the ducks and clean up this corner, because she's not so good at this, is she? This is probably why her eggs rotted instead of developing. I'll show you. All those eggs that she broke. Breeding ground for bugs, for bacteria, all sorts of nastiness. So yeah, that's it for Pekins nesting. That's just disgusting.